Good morning, students. How are you all doing? I hope you all have developed a good grip over the online classes. I know class 2 is a bigger class and it requires bigger efforts, but if we work hard, we can all be the best little scientists that there are. So I wish you all the best. Keep following my lectures and you'll get a good grip over your science classes. So let's get started with today's lecture. Our topic for today is I Can See You, page number 16 and 17 of your book Science Success. Kindly open up your books and read out your chapter. I can see you. There are many things in our world. They may be bright and colorful, shiny or dull. So according to this slide, we have plenty of different things around us. If you look around yourself, you may find a table, a chair, a sofa, maybe a television, a computer. So there are plenty of things around us that are different. Like some of them are shiny, some of them are dull, some of them are colorful, some of them are just black or white. So there are different kinds of things. Eyes and brain. Our eyes work with our brain to see all the things in this world. Now, what basically happens is that it's not like that we just see the things with our eye and then we develop an image and we know that what it is. What basically happens is when we see an image through our eyes, the signals are traveled towards our brain. ठीक है, the light signals travel from our eyes to our brain and then we are able to see things. Brain is very important part of our body. Even if we touch something, it's not just our hand that touch a thing. Unless those signals travel to our brain, we will not be able to tell whether a thing is hard or soft or cold or hot. Okay? So it's always the brain involved. If we want to see something, light will come from that object to our eyes and then it will go towards the brain and then we will be able to see, unless our brain is involved, because brain is the main organ of our body that tells us what is going on around us. Okay? That helps us in thinking. So brain works with our eyes to see things in this world. As you can see in this picture, when the light reaches our eyes, as here the eyes are here, the signals travel towards the brain and then we are able to see things. I hope this point is clear to you all. Light. Without light we cannot see anything. This is very essential. For instance, if you are sitting inside a room, just go towards the switchboard and turn off the lights. Make sure that it is dark inside the room. There is no window open. Just cover all the windows with the curtains and make sure your room is all dark. When your room is dark, you'll realize that you cannot see anything in the room. You don't know where is that table you were working on. So when it's dark, you cannot see anything. Light is very, very important for us to see. If there is no light, we will not be able to see things. As it is the thing with night time. In the night time, if we are sitting inside a room which is totally dark, or if we are outside where there is no light, if all of a sudden the electricity, the power cuts down, light chali jati hai again, so it is so dark that we are not able to see things. So this proves that without light we cannot see anything. So this is the activity that you will be doing. Turn off the lights of your room and then see if you can see in total darkness or not. Now we have this picture. We have also labeled this picture in your one of the previous topics, that was senses. So it is almost exactly the same picture that we have here, and now you will tell me which part of this eye is the pupil. Everyone please point out that part. So yes, you were all right. This black part in the center of the eye is called pupil. ठीक है. Now this pupil is very important in this is that part which helps us in seeing the things. ठीक है. Are we all clear? What part of the eye is pupil? Good. Now pupil. The black part in the middle of the eye is called pupil. ठीक है, as we saw in the previous picture. It helps us in seeing things. Pupil is very important for us to see anything. ठीक है. How we see. Light goes into the eye through a small hole called pupil. You can see the light that goes into the pupil. Now what basically this light says is that light goes into the eye through pupil. ठीक है. When we want to see something, light hits on that object. ठीक है. Be very attentive. I'm telling you a few steps. ठीक है. So be attentive. When we want to see something, light hits on that object from the light source. For example, from any tube light or any bulb or anything. ठीक है. Light hits from that light source onto the object that we want to see. ठीक है. Then what happens is that light comes from the object into our eye and specifically into the pupil of our eye. ठीक है. The center black part of the eye. When the light reaches the pupil, then it travels to the brain and then we are able to see. If the light does not reaches the pupil, instead it touches the white part of our eye or it touches the bigger circle of our eye which is called iris. ठीक है. If it touches that part, then we are not able to see anything. ठीक है. For us to see, light must enter the pupil. ठीक है. It is only then possible that we will be able to see. Understand? I hope this point is clear. You can see light that goes into the pupil. ठीक है. Next is dim light and bright light. What is dim light? Dim light basically means कम light. ठीक है. And bright light means ज़्यादा light. ठीक है. Now we have a picture here. This picture shows us two eyes. They are of the same person, but if you notice, this eye has a smaller pupil than this eye. ठीक है. Can you see that? The black part in this eye is smaller than the black part in this eye. This eye has a bigger pupil. Am I clear about it? ठीक है. Now we will see how this happens. This is very important in this chapter. In dark places, we have bigger pupil. ठीक है. Next point is that in bright places, we have smaller pupil. Now what does this tells us? This means that if we go outside into a bright sunshine, ठीक है, तो have you ever noticed that sunshine, it irritates our eyes. ठीक है. We try to close our eyes down. ठीक है. When we try to close our eyes down, the size of our pupil also decreases, as in this picture. The size of our pupil decreases so that less light enters our eye because the light is too much. If we go outside in a bright sunshine, the light is too much for us to handle. ठीक है. It irritates our eyes. इस वजह से we want lesser light to enter our eye. Therefore, we close our eyes. ठीक है. Have you ever noticed that? We try to close our eyes. And for that reason as well, the size of the pupil decreases so that less light can enter our eyes and we don't get irritated by that bright light. ठीक है. Whereas in dark places means the places that has less light, the size of our pupil increases. Because there is less light, we are not able to see very clearly. So we try to open our eyes a bit so that more light enters our eyes and we are able to see very clearly, because we all know that in lesser light we can see like dim, we don't see very clearly in lesser light. ठीक है, अगर आपके रूम में all the lights are turned off and you just have one flashlight on, so it will be difficult to see all the things. ठीक है, so therefore we open our eyes, we try to focus on things. ठीक है, and therefore the size of the pupil increases so that more light can enter into our eyes. ठीक है, so just to keep it simple and easy, I'll tell you that when there is more light, the size of the pupil is small. ठीक है, it is opposite, more light, smaller pupil, and if it is less light, it will be bigger pupil. ठीक है, so it is opposite, the amount of light and the size of pupil are opposite, smaller lesser light, bigger pupil, more light, smaller pupil. ठीक है, is it clear? Now we will be doing a tiny little activity. This is the second activity of this class. What you will be doing is, as I explained you in the previous slide, you will go outside into a bright sunny day, on a bright sunny day, into this bright sunshine. ठीक है, now you will notice that whenever you go outside, your hand, you automatically lift up your hand over your eyes just like this. Why do you do this? To prevent excessive sunlight to enter your eyes. ठीक है, and when excessive sunlight enters your eye, what happens? The size of your pupil shrinks, it becomes smaller. ठीक है, am I clear? As you can see that the kid here, he is closing his eyes so that less light enters his eyes. Similarly, the size of his pupil also becomes smaller so that less light enters his eye. ठीक है, so now you'll go outside and perform this activity and tell me, take a mirror along as well. ठीक है, and then look in the mirror and tell me that if you can see the size of your eye, the size of your pupil shrinking, becoming smaller. ठीक है, and with this our science lesson for today ends. This was the first part of our science lecture of I Can See You. I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions or ambiguity, kindly mention it on the private comments or wherever you find feasible. ठीक है, have a good day. Allah Hafiz.